Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Rob.
And this is Ask Rob and Rob.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ask Rob and Rob, the show where you give us your questions and we do our very best to answer them. Now, this process has been working for many years now, and I'm sure you get the concept. But as a reminder, the concept needs your questions. So let's give you a quick reminder of how you can get your questions in to the show.
It's so easy. You can find the number in the show notes, or you can go to propertyhub.net/ask, leave us a voicemail via one of those methods and get that burning question out of your head and into the world. And we will then answer it for you like we're about to for Vic.
Hi, Rob and Rob. This is Vic speaking. Thank you for all your content, which is very informative. Our question today is, we have a number of buy-to-let properties in London where we're based, but would like to try and invest in and around Manchester. We're struggling at the moment engaging with good agents and virtual viewings. Do you have any tips when buying properties that are not within easy reach of your location? Thank you.
Vic, really good question. This is something that so many people have needed to get their heads around, especially over the last sort of 5 years or so, when London and the South East has become less appealing for investment and other parts of the country are clearly better. It makes sense to go and invest there, but how do you do it? And I think there's a couple of different ways. So one of our businesses is called Property Hub Invest. This is where we help people acquire properties all over the country at a discount. And we've got clients who've bought from us in Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham, all over the place. Clearly, they're not experts in all those places. They don't have connections in all those places. They've never been to most of them. But they've found one trusted partner, which is us. They validate what we put in front of them. But other than that, they've effectively outsourced the whole process because they trust us. Obviously, that's the easiest way of doing it. It makes location irrelevant, basically. But you do have to find that partner and build that trust, or more specifically, really, they need to earn that trust. So that is one model, and it's the most appropriate model if you're looking to be investing all over the place and getting some geographic diversification. In your case, if you really are set on Manchester, and why not, it's a great place to invest, then you could go for a more hybrid model, which is actually go there yourself, get to know the areas a bit yourself, build your network there, put in time with agents and other professionals there. We can get to a place where most of it can be done without you, and you just need to go up there occasionally. For example, if there's a particular part of Manchester that you get to know really well and you're looking at, say, 3-bedroom terraced houses there, then you'll get to a point where you kind of know what a 3-bed terraced house in that location looks like. You'll then be at a place where you'll know someone there who you trust. You can send them to have a look round, take videos, take photos, show them to you, and that'll be enough for you to make an offer. If you then have an offer accepted, at that point, you might choose to go up yourself just to make sure, or maybe you get to a point of comfort where you don't need to do that at all. Those are just two broad ways of going about it, but there are so many different ways. It's just about finding what works for you. Everyone's different in terms of what they're good at and what they're worried about and what they're trying to achieve. But those are a couple of ideas, but my main message would be just find a way of making it work. It's something that Rob and I both do. It's something that our producer Dan does and has talked about on the podcast in the past. It's something that hundreds of Property Hub Invest clients and thousands of podcast listeners do as well. And I say that because often just knowing that it's possible and it's kind of maybe more normal than you realise will help you to overcome your mental barriers and start the process of breaking down those practical barriers as well. So Vic, good luck, and I hope that helps.
Okay, next question comes in from Jim.
Hi, Rob and Rob. Jim here. Thanks for the podcast. Really great content and insights. I have a question relating to a freehold property I'm interested in buying. The property has a service charge associated with it that I understand is to cover the cost of maintaining the grassed areas and the allocated parking. The road has been adopted by the council. Can you provide some insights into what I should be checking in the management contract? Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for your kind words as well. Okay. So, Jim, it's going to sound like quite a basic answer, and the truth is, because it is, you're right. The cost of this service charge should be just for basic things like maintaining the common areas of the estate. So garden areas, things like that. Maybe there's a children's playground. It's just to keep the area in a really good condition. And far from being deterred when I see this, I'm actually encouraged, because for me, this is the developer wanting to make sure that the site, the development, is well looked after and maintained, not just when it's completed, but in the future as well. And it shouldn't be in place to be a profit generating tool. It's just there to make sure that the area is well looked after. Now, you might be unlucky and you might have the one agreement that I've never seen before that is sinister, and my reassurance is no good. So what can you do? Well, if you're in the process of buying this, you can ask the solicitor who's doing your conveyancing to take a look at this agreement, this contract, as part of that buying process, and to give you some feedback on the risks involved. Now, that should be fine and that should be enough. But let's just say you're past that point. You've completed on it and you've got this agreement and you want it checking now. What can you do? Well, I couldn't have recommended this a year ago, but today I can. What you could do is you could copy and paste that agreement into ChatGPT and let it know what that agreement is, what it's about, and then ask it to outline the risks of that agreement, the potential risks. Then, once you have that list, you can either feel more assured or a bit worried, but at least you know what's in front of you. For those who haven't had a dabble with AI yet, make sure you listen to our episode we did a few weeks back on AI, because it is transforming the world. It sounds dramatic, but it's absolutely true. And there's no point in resisting this. Take advantage of the tools that are out there. Assessing legal agreements is just one of many uses you can use ChatGPT for. It's not a qualified solicitor, but I tell you what, sometimes it feels like it's as good as some of the solicitors I've used in the past, and sometimes even a bit better. And this is the perfect use case where you can use AI to help you and your decisions with property investment. So good luck, Jim. I'm sure it's completely fine, but if you want that reassurance, you now know how to get it.
Well, Rob, if it replies to you, that puts it ahead of probably half the solicitors that I've worked with. But join us again next week for more questions, more answers, and probably more AI evangelism as well. And before then, we'll see you back here on Thursday for the Property Podcast. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.